Thanks for tuning in to Jets FM on the OFN. Week 4 in the books for the New York Jets. A successful week 4 as the Jets get a win. That's right, a win for the 2021 season as they upset the Tennessee Titans at home. Jan Levine joining me, of course, from rotowire.com. This is one of those games, Jan, where as Tennessee started to drive in overtime, with everything that had gone on with the Jets at that point, and I haven't, because I'm going to definitely rewatch this game because there's so many things that happened. I'm just guessing there had to be at least 6 plays that the Jets could have won the game on, and it couldn't get the play done on their side. 6, at least 6. Tennessee, okay, stop him, it's over. Nope, stop him, it's over. Nope, stop him. It's at least 6 times. So you just figured the way things have been going, something's going to happen.
Talk about the last drive in regulation, right?
Yes.
You had the
penalty
on 4th and 10, right? The pass interference call.
Yes.
You had, I honestly thought the touchdown, there was a delay of game that should have been called because I thought the clock had hit 0. A couple of other instances where you're watching going, and again, as a Jet fan, we're all saying going, I can't believe this is going to happen again. I can't believe this is going to happen again.
Yep.
I can't believe this is going to happen again. We were talking before, and look, defense, ton of pressure. I think John Franklin Myles just kind of wore out from just in the overtime. I think he was just spent from rushing the passer so often.
Defense did a very good job, all things considered.
Defense did a good job, including a very young secondary. No Marcus May, obviously, did a very good job. I thought Quinnen Williams had a good game. I thought Quincy Williams had a great game.
Game of his life.
The two things we need to well, the one thing we need to teach him is have your head up.
Yes, that would help.
Zero in to blow up the receiver or the back.
Yeah.
Because he at least had 3 plays. And they were pointing this out on the broadcast where, man, if he had his head up, he would have had a pick six. Or if he had his head up,
especially the one in the fourth quarter drive. In that fourth quarter drive, yeah. And so, Zach, as good as Zach played, he choked twice.
Corey Davis crossing route, wide open, would have been on the left corner of the end zone. And then the play before Coleman, he had Griffin open.
Yeah, but who are you talking about in the end zone?
We had Corey Davis
but
open.
on the play, if he hits the tight end in his hands, he walks in the end zone.
Yes, yep. And he also underthrew Wesco on one ball also down on the left flat.
But I'm talking about choke.
No.
Choke.
He underthrew that ball significantly.
That's absolutely. Like, I know if I throw this ball where it needs to go, the game is over. Choke. That's what that was. And the fact that happened a second time.
He also made a play to get him down there on a gorgeous throw to Keenan Cole.
Awesome.
Recognized the defense, made a great throw. Cole also made a nice catch, getting the 2 feet down, dragging the left toe to get it in. Look.
And then the Corey Davis touchdown.
It did not hurt at all that Tennessee didn't have their top 2 receivers.
Of course not.
So clearly made a big no AJ Brown.
I don't care.
No Julio Jones.
Yeah, I don't care. Nobody cares that Carl Lawson's out for the year. Nobody cares when our guys are out.
Derrick Henry had a good game, but the Jets, other than a couple of big runs, I wouldn't say they blunted his impact, but they minimized. Look, they're going to feed him the ball a ton. Tannehill, I thought, did a nice job.
I don't care. Derrick Henry's an awesome player.
Right? But what was nice is Wilson, when he needed to, came through with big plays. I'm not in love with the call of 3rd down from the 1 yard line in overtime necessarily. But,
that was.
By the way,
that was stupid.
If Griffin is able to get off his block there, he's probably wide open in the end zone.
But
Griffin
don't you
got
think
tangled on that block?
What play did you think was going to happen there?
I thought he was going to hit the tight end flaring out. I thought he was going to hit somebody.
No. What did you think they were going to call
before the play got done?
Yes,
handoff up the gut.
Yeah, and because the last time they did that, what did Tevin Coleman do?
Jumped over the top and scored.
Yes. Didn't you just think that's exactly what they were going to do again?
Right.
And instead, it's, I'm going to overthink this. I'm going to out-trick them. They're all going to think they're going to run, and I'm going to bootleg. So, you could have done that on 4th down.
I thought LaFleur did a nice job though with the play calling. I thought the play calling. I thought they were much more in
No,
sync.
absolutely. He
I
had a
thought
good
there was a
game.
lot more.
That was the only bad one that I really called
What
him
I
out
will
for.
say is the thing that I would liked was there was a better pace to the game. Right, it wasn't plod, plod, plod. There was movement. There was offensive movement. There was receiver movement. You let Wilson was able to use his legs a little bit and get out the touchdown to Davis. He was able to improvise a little bit and make a play. And that's what you and I talked about last week is I want to see Wilson use his assets to extend plays and find a way to make plays. And that's what he did.
Early in the game, we finally saw a screen pass. It wasn't your typical screen pass because it wasn't like three linemen in front of Tevin Coleman, but it was a screen. Turned around, he waited, he threw it over to Coleman, and nobody's really there. But hey, he got 9 yards. That's a screen, okay. And then he had the reverse, the Braxton Berrios reverse for 9 yards. So he has a reverse, he has a screen. I said, okay, he's starting to finally open up his playbook a little bit.
Now watch the fake reverse rollout, and he hopefully hits somebody flaring across the middle next.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see next. Right, double down off the play action, off the movement. Have teams adjust based upon the scheme they saw this week, and then find a way to find another gap in a seam somewhere.
Okay.
Look, I thought Wilson did a nice job of getting guys in and out of plays. I thought the play calling was better. I thought the utilization of Carter and Coleman was pretty good this week also.
The running game was pretty bad, though.
Yeah, but Tennessee's got a decent line in terms of the run game.
Yeah, but still, it was pretty bad. I mean, they've got to figure out to do a better job than that in the future. But they won the game, and Wilson threw for 300 yards. So you're not going to get 300 yards and 150 on the ground. It doesn't usually work that way.
Not with them.
At least we had the 300 in the air. But yeah, there were some good runs though. Even though there was a lot of stuff, there were some pivotal runs where guys made some key, long gains and nice cuts and so forth. And Tevin almost scored a touchdown when he just missed getting the ball over the pylon, which would have ended the game. Yep. Came that close. So there were a couple of decent plays, but in general, it's just awesome to get a win because they deserved it. And that's the thing that was killing me is that it's going to blow this game that you kind of deserve to win. And it was just excruciating every single chance we had to end the game. And it's just, did you think he was going to make the field goal?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
But by the way, if you saw the replay, I don't think the holder got the laces out all the way.
Oh, I don't care. That's a Tennessee thing to care about.
But again, if you watch it, that plays an impact in terms of the ball.
No, I mean, if you're a Tennessee fan, you can dissect that on their show. But
right, but
whatever.
I'm watching.
That's fine.
First of all, I'm wondering if Salah's going to call the timeout because they had a timeout left. Whether or not, and they asked him in the post game.
Nah, you shouldn't.
They asked him in the post game. He's like, no, wanted to just let it play out and see what happens on playing it out.
Because you could have used the timeout. You still had 18, 20 seconds left, whatever it was.
But before that, I thought on the third down play they were going to sack Tannehill because he was swarmed under there. And I'm watching going, how the heck did he get out to just get rid of the ball? Because I thought they had him pinned to get him sacked on that play also, which is another play that likely would have come close to ending the game.
Pretty much. Yeah, I just haven't recalled the last time an opposing kicker missed an important kick against us. That's why I figured that he was going to make it because I don't recall the last time I sat there needing the kicker against us to miss it, and he missed it. I mean, that's what was the surprising thing. The fact that it was 49 was big. The fact that they continued to kind of push them back and not make it an easy, 30-yard field goal was very important.
Well, the delay of game that didn't get called in the fourth quarter at the end, where I thought the clock hit 0, and they let them get the playoff and they got the first down. This time they took a delay of game penalty after Shepard went offsides, which I thought he was trying to basically time the snap because the clock was also running down. So net it was a 0 effect, but that delay of game ended up being huge. Those 5 yards made a big difference.
Absolutely. All right, let's get your stars of the game. So this is a new segment on the show. And your first, the third star,
Wilson.
Actually.
I'm
going to go the third star.
Third star was Williams.
It's a Williams.
Quincy.
It's Quincy. And, I mean, he's also got the number, which I like. So, if this is going to be an actual player, not, Quincy Williams had one good game, or he had a couple of good games this year. That's the type of player he is. But this is actually going to be a player that the Jets can count on, to be another key part of their defense. What a steal. What a godsend. And I can't see any reason why he won't be that type of guy, because he hustles. He's that type of player. And that was awesome to see.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it was a big boost for the defense. It was all over the place. Like I said, the one thing we need to work on is head up, look for the ball. Don't just try to blow up the receiver. Look, he almost stopped Derrick Henry on the 4th and 1 on that play also.
Yeah.
He got him down. Just unfortunately, he was just past
that was a good hit. It's not easy to put Derrick Henry down.
Great hit. Filled a hole, came up, and basically the announcers were talking that this guy just literally knocked Derrick Henry on his rear end. Like Henry's probably looking, going, who the heck just hit me?
Yeah.
Because that never happens.
Okay, now here's your second star of the game, and that is going to be Corey Davis. And why not? Davis, matter of fact, early in the game, when Zach had the interception, it was like, oh, what'd you do, Zach? And then he saw Corey slipped. And it was like, okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness it wasn't Zach's fault, because we didn't need that because who knows how that, impacts the rest of the game. So, but after that, Corey did a really good, solid job, including the great touchdown reception on the 55-yarder, the play of the game, really. That was awesome. That was great. We're going to see many more of those.
He had Davis open also, where he could have ended the game if he would have gotten to him early on the play. Keenan Cole, we had the big catch down the sideline. Also big game for him. So, but yeah, you have to give it Davis, big play. Look, invisible last week, right? Kind of invisible the week before. Had a great first week. Needed to have something to kind of, quote unquote, redeem himself to an extent, given the commentary that's been going on the last two games, because he really was nowhere to be found, honestly.
Remember what we said last week. You have to take the schedule into perspective. The fact that Zach played really well in the second half against Carolina, played awful against Bill Belichick and Vic Fangio. By the way, let those Jones out, baby. Vic Fangio and Bill, two of the toughest defensive minds he's ever going to go up against as a rookie. It's going to get better. It's easier than that, Zach. And we saw that because Tennessee, we said it last week, this is not a really good defense, especially pass defense. And he took advantage of that.
Absolutely. Big play, came up big when they needed it. That 55-yarder was a huge play in this game. Deep threat, which is something we've spoken in the past before about needing to have that ability to stretch the defense deep, which then would hopefully open some of the underneath stuff. When Elijah Moore comes back, if you can get Davis to start opening things deep, slot receivers should have open spaces because of the fact of the threat of Davis going deep.
And nice to see Denzel Mims on the field running around.
You got your wish.
He was doing this on the field.
You got your wish. Mims got in the lineup finally.
It was funny. The first time I saw him on the field, they ran that was the play. I think they ran I forget what they did. It was like a running play or something. It was misdirection. Denzel Mims ran, past Zach, and then I think it was a handoff or something. And I was like, of course, you bring Denzel Mims in for that play. And then when they threw the ball to Crowder at the inside the 10 or the 5, I think 5, when they were trying to get, a quick pass to Crowder and try to get him to run in the end zone. Those are the passes I want Denzel Mims to get, because Denzel Mims can break tackles a lot easier than Jamison Crowder, who, by the way, came up big. It was nice to have Crowder back, 761 touchdown, and that is also going to make life for Zach a lot easier, because it's just going to be a constant, having the weapons out there now, instead of it just being Corey Davis and a rookie and Braxton Berrios and no tight ends. Now you get Crowder. Hopefully Moore comes back, and then you got Moore, and then hopefully, Mims gets thrown into the system.
It gives Wilson a security blanket, but
a veteran guy.
But it's a veteran guy who knows how to find openings.
Yep.
And also has good hands that he's going to pretty much catch it every time it's thrown to him.
And Cole had the big catch, which aided his 92-yard day. 3 for 92 for Cole. So that was big. and but Corey Davis led the way. The first star is your boy there, Zach Wilson, and Zach 297 and the 2 touchdowns. Again, it was all about the big plays that he made, especially on his own. The touchdown, the pass to call. It was great to see that when he went into overtime after missing on Corey Davis, that would have ended the game. After missing, first of all, after missing a Corey Davis to end the game, it could have psychologically killed him. But then he came out and he threw that really perfect 30-yard pass to Cole, the one you're talking about on the sidelines. And then even though he screwed up again, it's like it was good to see that he forgot it before. So he'll get over this, but he could have completely went into a shell in the overtime after missing Corey Davis to end the game. He didn't, and that's a step in the right direction.
And I'm watching Amendola hit that 22-yarder going, boy, that was a little dicey.
That was pretty, wasn't it?
I'm going, that was a little dicey. That was a duck snort going through the goalpost. I'm going, thank God he hit that one.
Maybe the laces weren't good on that one because I don't know what that was
like
about.
It was going sideways as it went through.
Yeah. Okay, so meanwhile, as far as the rest of the game, 7 sacks. 7 sacks. That was pretty awesome to see the Jets with 7 sacks. And Quinnen Williams, that's Quincy Williams. Quinnen Williams, there's Quinnen. We've been asking for Quinnen Williams to start making some big plays, and he had a good day with a couple of sacks. And really the entire line and the front 7 did a really good job of pressuring Tennessee. It was just about everybody. There was all around. I mean, except for Nathan Shepard's personal foul, just about everybody played well. I thought it was interesting that Bryce Huff seems to celebrate his teammates' sacks, like if he gets them, but that's okay. You'll get your own sacks soon enough, Bryce. He was there really close on getting 2 sacks himself, but everybody contributed.
As well as Quinnen, I thought John Franklin Myers was probably their best defensive lineman. He just seemed to be constantly collapsing the pocket on Tannehill and constantly creating pressure. And again, as much as Williams was good and the other guys are good, I just thought Myers stood out to me in terms of his play in the game today.
Yeah, matter of fact, Mosley and the 2 Williams and Franklin Myers and Huff. I'm trying. The 2 Williams. I think the only names that didn't really do much, Shepard, and I didn't even hear Shaq Lawson's name. I didn't even know if he was out there. So, but most of the other guys did a good job. And you talk about the secondary. If you noticed, a couple of guys that actually didn't play well were guys that shouldn't even be out there, and who made bad plays at times. And that was Colbert, who, by the way, was the one that didn't help. Remember when we gave up to 3rd and 21 to begin the game? Yep. Well, Colbert was part of that. He wasn't able to make the tackle. And who's the other guy that we have back there? Was it Wilson? The other new guy. So. Oh, Jared Wilson.
Wilson. Yep.
So now
Wilson's
Davis
the one who
was
had
back.
The penalty on the pass interference.
On the 4th down. Yes, that was another one of the 8 different times that we could have ended the game. So, but yeah, so these are guys. Now, Ashton Davis played, but it'll be nice when it's May and Davis. Now, Joyner won't be back until next year, unfortunately. But now that Davis is back, you have May and Davis, and then all of a sudden, you won't need to be relying on these guys. Neesmith also made a pretty good play. I forget, it was the second to last drive on that 4th down. Neesmith made the play that ended Tennessee's drive with 3.5 minutes to go. So. It was a heart attack type of game for
my family's listening to the 4th quarter. My wife was on the phone and she's like, I gotta go because my husband's basically flipping out over here watching the game, screaming at the TV set. It was not pretty. That last drive, I'm going, just stop him once, please.
Yeah, it's
like, again,
it
of
was
course,
crazy.
The same old Jets at times, but we're watching it going, okay, you're not thinking how it's going to go right. You're thinking more often how it's going to go wrong. And that's kind of, unfortunately, what we're conditioned to already being fans. I mean, hopefully, if they can get a little bit of a roll and Salah and guys get healthy and Salah start building on it, hopefully the mindset will change. But that's going to take a little while for it to change.
That really good ESPN documentary, which I'm sure you watched and enjoyed on the Mets.
I just actually finally watched the last parts last night.
So that was very well done.
It was great.
And I really, when I was watching that, I started thinking, because, most New Yorkers identify, there's a good percentage of Met fans are probably Jet fans and vice versa. Because you kind of get that same feeling, Giants, New York, they're like the old school kind of.
Well, it was Giants, Yankees, because they used to play in the same stadium for
Yeah.
years, right? And then Mets, Jets, obviously, because they played in the same stadium for years.
And it's the same kind of fans. And so when I was watching that, I was thinking.
And you wonder why I have problems having rooting interest, because I've picked such wonderful teams in my history to basically be rooting for.
And so I could imagine that actually being what'll happen with the Jets, is that there's going to be that kind of, because if you look at a story like that, you look at all the bad shit that happened to the Mets, and it takes time. And they built a winner based on good scouting, and bringing in a really good manager and all that, and everything kind of worked together. And I kind of see that that's what the Jets are. I know that that's what's going to happen with the Jets. And so that's why I've constantly said, if you believe in Saleh and if you believe in Joe Douglas, then even though it's going to suck to lose the games the way that we've lost them this year, and we're going to continue to lose games this year, and it's going to be aggravating, you got to just kind of enjoy it as best we can, especially when we win like today, because it's going to get better. And this is the type of game that makes you realize that the Jets have the right quarterback.
Sure looks like. I mean, look, we thought same thing second half against Carolina, right? Then obviously struggled significantly against New England. Same thing against Denver. We talked about who he was going up against from a defensive coordinator perspective or defensive mindset perspective. Today, look, Tennessee's Vrabel, right? Vrabel comes from the New England system. He's built kind of, Tannehill is not clearly Brady, but Tannehill took a step forward and when he got to Tennessee after leaving Miami. And we all know who was his
helps to have Derrick Henry,
who was his coach in Miami also. We all know that. But, good win. A game, look, we went into this game thinking it was a game they could win. When we heard that Brown and Julio were out, I think it went from could win.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of us felt it was a should win type of a game.
I wouldn't go that crazy, but could win.
But you would have said, if you had to give a percentage, you would have said it was probably a little more than 50%, like 55-45. You would have said, because they didn't have their two receivers.
I would have said 45.
Okay. But
I wouldn't have said the Jets were supposed to beat anybody.
If Brown and Julio were healthy, you would have been, what, a 30% chance maybe?
25.
Okay. So a significant upgrade in terms of the likelihood of a win.
Absolutely. And not one that I thought anyway. I still felt earlier in the week that Tennessee was going to win and cover if everybody was healthy. But yes, I felt that this was a game that he was definitely, we had a better chance only because Zach wasn't going to have the type of issues, because it's not Belichick and it's not Fangio, and it's a home game, which helps as well. So, and it couldn't have been any worse. But yes, as soon as the receivers were out, no question, it felt a lot more doable. And the defense also did a really good job, because Tennessee did not go up 21-0. It was 9-0. Yep. And that's how you beat teams. I don't know how often when your team has control of the game early and you kick field goals and don't score touchdowns, it usually comes back to haunt you.
Look at Thursday night's game as a prime example, right? Jacksonville had the momentum. They had all the momentum. Lawrence got stopped on the 4th and goal at the end of the first half. So instead of being up 17 or 21-0, it was now only 14-0. And then Burrow got on a roll in the second half, and that's what keyed Cincinnati's win, right? So Jacksonville had all the momentum, had everything. Look, and I agree with the call of going for it on 4th and 1. You're trying to put the hammer down, but it ended up costing them, because Cincinnati made that goal line stand, went in with a little bit of momentum at the end of the first half from that stop, and then second half was mainly them. Burrow took over and led them to the win.
All right, Jan. We'll do this again next week. Then it's the bye. So we'll also do this maybe a little bit earlier next week, because we got an early start next week. So which is good, especially for me. I don't have to wait on Game Pass. I'll be able to watch the game as it happens. Is that the one? Are they doing those on Prime Video? Do you know, or is that still going to be an
It's a
NFL
good
Network
question.
game?
I thought it was an NFL Network game. I don't know if it's also on Prime Video.
Okay,
That I'm not sure.
Hopefully, it's. I got them both, but
the
NFL Network.
It'll be what 10 a.m. our time,
something like that. 9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because they want to give you at least a half hour to an hour before the game start. All right, Jan, appreciate it. And baseball season is over, so that means the Mets season's over, right?
Mets season is over, and hockey's right around the corner.
And hockey starts, so yeah,
a week from a little over a week away, 12th of October.
ESPN.
That's right, ESPN.
Yes.
It'll be very interesting to see the coverage.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. We'll talk next Sunday, Jan.
Sounds good.